Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Catholic Education Foundation podcast. This podcast will feature the event chair and presenting sponsor of the 35th annual Salute to Catholic School Alumni Dinner event, Jimmy Kirchdorfer. Jimmy is the chair and chief executive officer of Louisville-based ISCO Industries and co-owner of Valhalla Golf Club, and along with Catholic Education Foundation president, Rich Lecklider. Gentlemen, how we doing?
Hey, we're doing fantastic.
Glad to be here.
So, Jimmy, this is your second appearance on the show. You're a vet now, so welcome back. The fourth consecutive year in which you and your brother Mark and the ISCO team have served as a presenting sponsor of the Salute to Catholic School Alumni Dinner event. And now you're also serving as the chair for this year's event. Rich, I think we should induct Jimmy into the CF Hall of Fame, right? It's about time.
Immediately after this telecast.
It's about time. So, Jimmy, you're a Catholic school kid. What in particular has drawn you to such a level of support for the Catholic Education Foundation?
Well, it's such a great community that my brother and my sister and I grew up in. And I think one thing about the Catholic school is not only the education, but it's just the overall community you're in, whether it's sports and other activities through the parish and kind of neighborhood based. And it was just such a great way to grow up with.
Right.
And lifelong friends and what I learned, and had some nuns and that taught us, and were great teachers that were there. I felt like they were there because they believed in the mission of education,
right.
Of us and of Catholic education.
Yep.
So just, it's such gratitude that we want to give back, and our company has benefited. I mean, I walk around ISCO, and there's a lot of, St. X Trinity, Assumption, Sacred Heart, Mercy.
That's right.
Different DeSales, different Holy Cross people, Providence across the river in Indiana. And it's just, great people that have been a big part of our success. So it's a great way to give back.
Now, you grew up in the St. Leonard community, is that correct?
That's right.
Yep.
I mean, I tell you now, obviously St. Leonard is no longer, but there's a great school that's doing some really good work in that building now. So that building lives on with Catholic education and Immaculata Classical Academy. They do a great job.
Which is really kind of a specialized Catholic schools that takes in kids who really struggle to learn,
right?
In many ways. And it's really a classic Catholic model that's unique in this community, and quite honestly, that's needed.
They're doing great work there.
They are.
Rich, let's talk about the upcoming Salute Dinner event. How are things shaping up?
Really good. Look, this is our 35th event. The first year we held this event in 1990, we had a couple hundred guests. We lost $25,000. Okay, so it was a start. And last year, we had a packed house, 1,500 guests, great honorees, great speaker, really one of our more memorable events, I think. And we netted, after we paid our expenses that night, we netted $1.6 million for the foundation. It was a record. And this event's really the lifeline for us in terms of what we can do for families. And it's not the only source of revenue, but it's our biggest. So it's super important that we put everything we can into this and draw the community to the event and make it really a first-class evening for people to enjoy and hopefully raise more money this year than we ever have before. So that's what's in front of us. And we've got some awesome honorees. Coach Brahm from U of L is going to be our keynote speaker. We can't wait to hear that.
Well, he finished the season up pretty well, too, so that's going to be fun.
I was glad to see he pulled that game off.
That's right. Yeah.
And, we've got 6 Catholic school honorees, including Bishop Mark Spalding, Bishop of Nashville, who's a Bethlehem High School graduate, John Rocky from St. X, Donna Heitzman from Sacred Heart Academy, Greg DeMuth from Trinity, Jennifer Black-Hans from Presentation. So all these folks have very different life experiences. They're not all CEOs of XYZ company.
Right.
Some of them have done public service work. Some are in companies. Obviously, Bishop Spalding devoted his life to our church. And, a guy like John Rocky, I've never met anybody who lives their life more around service to others than John. And I think people need to really hear that story. So we're excited about the evening coming up.
So I remember when Jimmy and his brother Mark came on with ISCO as a presenting sponsor, and how just elated everyone was at the Catholic Education Foundation.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, it was such a huge deal.
Well, it just elevated this event to a whole new level, and this is their 4th year in this partnership. It's $100,000 investment for the evening. That's a biggie.
Yep.
And it's just people have looked around this community and go, wow, shouldn't I do something for the foundation like that? That's pretty big.
Right.
And we've had other people join us, not at that level, but certainly at higher levels, and continue to stay with us to support our kids. So we couldn't be happier about it.
Jimmy, you also joined the foundation board a couple years ago. What have you learned about the foundation in that role?
Well, it's an honor to serve on that board, and the other people. Rich runs a great organization, and the other people that are donating their time that care about it. I've really enjoyed meeting them, because when you share a passion with other people and you're in the board meeting and everybody kind of going towards a common cause, but you realize how big the need is and how the work we're doing to fulfill it.
Yep.
It's not like we're there and we're fulfilling every need there is, but we're making a huge impact in the community. And there's more we can do, which I'm always big. I always want to get involved in something that can grow, not just keep doing the same thing, but can grow. But there's a need out there to do that, and the ripple effect it has in the society. I mean, you give a kid a great education, and I was fortunate. My brother and I and sister, we had, access to St. Leonard and St. X and Trinity. I mean, St. X and my sister went to Providence, and we just had that access, and it's a big advantage, and we don't take that lightly. But the ripple effect of giving kids that opportunity in society is huge. Hopefully they're in this community for their lives, but maybe if they go somewhere else in society, you give a kid a good education, a good Catholic education, and put them in a great community around other people, and good things happen.
Okay, so listen, all that makes sense, right? That's common sense. Let's give a little value to our listeners here, though, Jimmy. So why is it important for a company like ISCO to get involved at that type of level with the Catholic Education Foundation? What does it do for your company? What does it do for the city of Louisville?
I think our people in our company are proud to see, we all work hard every day, and the profits, the money is going to some good causes. I think it's something we can rally around because, like I said, we do have a lot of Catholic school alums in our company, or even some that aren't alums but are sending their kids
to Catholic
schools.
Yep.
So not everybody, but there's a lot of that locally that we have, and there's a sense of pride of doing that. I mean, the salute every year in September, the Salute to Catholic Schools, the St. X Trinity Week. We have 2 tables, one Trinity, one St. X, and just create some fun around the office. But anyway, I think as a leader of our company, you want to do charitable efforts that make your people proud. And again, like I said, the impact it has on this community and the impact Catholic education in these schools has had on our community is a big benefit.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great answer. Rich, what's been your experience with the broader business community in terms of gaining support for not only the Salute Dinner event, and more importantly, the support of the foundation's mission?
Yeah, it's a growing piece of our business, I think. I think when I started, most of our donor base were individuals and not necessarily corporations. And now we've kind of gone out to places like ISCO and Norton Healthcare, Stockyards Bank. I could go through a litany of companies that have really stepped up in a big way to join us at the foundation. For example, at the dinner, Stockyards and is an award sponsor. Norton Healthcare is an award sponsor. Those 2 firms are going to invest $50,000 in the success of that event that night. That's huge. And we really think there's such an opportunity in the greater Louisville market to reach out to smaller to medium-sized companies that are quite profitable in this town. We have plenty of them, actually. And to Jimmy's point, a lot of these companies are run by Catholic school graduates,
right?
A large number of them. And reaching out to them, getting them to join us for the same reason Jimmy and Mark have is that's what's in front of us in terms of opportunity to grow.
What's the value in creating, and this is a question for both you guys, creating future employees that have this Catholic school background? Is there value there?
You go first.
Yeah, I mean, huge value. We've had success with it thus far, and we see him come out with great, obviously in education, but then the other things around there, being good teammates with
Right.
others, and like I said, I think that it's not just the education that the Catholic education system around here gives, but it's the community, and you meet some great people, you meet some mentors, and great friends, and you're competing in athletics. I think they do a great job of that. But so we've benefited of that, and I like to recruit that way. It's a great way to recruit people if they have that education.
Yeah, I think to follow what Jimmy said, I think we want our kids to be the moral compass in the room. We really do. We're not afraid to say that or to stress that to them through their Catholic faith. And I think in any organization, business or not, that matters. That integrity, that sense of teamwork, community, let's all do this together, togetherness, makes a huge difference in any organization. And our kids learn that very early in their Catholic school experience. It's awesome.
Jimmy, what other community-based charities of interest to you and your family?
We've been very involved. Golf is kind of our roots. Our company, ISCO, was once an irrigation supply company and doing golf, and it's a big part of my life, my brother's life. So giving, we're big on providing opportunities, which is the Catholic education. You're not really giving a kid anything other than opportunity. They got to take advantage of the education and use it the right way. So all you're doing is really giving kids opportunity. And we do other things opportunity-wise. I mean, we believe, in there's some golf, getting youth that can't maybe afford it or have access to it, have more access to play the game of golf and learn the game of golf, the life lessons that the game of golf teaches. We've got involved with Bellarmine and Bellarmine basketball and Bellarmine athletics. We have a lot of athletes as well in our company, and they don't have to be college athletes. They can be high school athletes, but it's kind of, they want to win. They want to know what the score is.
That's right.
They're usually good teammates.
Competitive nature.
Competitiveness is great, but it's a good competitiveness, right? It's not. It's a competitive where if you don't succeed, you shake hands with the other person and congratulate them, but you still want to win. So a lot of things revolve in giving people opportunities.
Yeah. So, and obviously, for people who don't know, let's talk about ISCO a little bit. So from its small beginnings years ago, you and Mark have created a real powerhouse here in Louisville. Talk to our audience about what it takes to succeed in the way ISCO has.
Well, again, my father started it in 1962, and it was a small I call it lifestyle business himself, and 8 or 10 people doing something. And my brother and I came in and saw an opportunity to really grow it and scale it. But the key is...
Now, Jimmy, was that outside of the golf industry, or was that within the golf industry?
No, that was outside of it.
So you guys kind of saw, hey, listen, we can take what we're doing here in the golf industry and scale it on a mass scale outside of golf.
Correct.
Okay.
Great point. It really couldn't scale the golf side of it.
Right.
But we could scale the piping side of it.
Yep.
Like this product, there's a huge need. No one's really, nationwide doing it, and we have an opportunity to scale it and be kind of the leader in it, and that's what we're able to do. The golf, we still sell pipe for golf irrigation, but we're not doing the sprinklers and all that.
Gotcha.
That at one time we did back in those days.
Okay.
So we kind of really changed the name to ISCO instead of irrigation supply, and really focused on the high density polyethylene pipe, which is you don't want to hear the technical chemistry stuff behind that, but it's a niche product that we've been able to grow, and we've been able to, for some reason, and I don't know why, attract really good people and keep them.
Yeah.
And find the ones that aren't really good and get them out quickly. And then once you have that, if you have a growing market and you have good vision and you have competitive people that play well with others, that have the moral compass, that have the drive, we're going to win. And Louisville is a great place to find those people.
Right.
Found a lot of people that moved away in their 20s, but in mid 30s they're having kids. They want to raise them back here. They're looking to come back to Louisville. They've gotten experience outside. We want those people back in our community. And then we found a lot of great people that way.
That's awesome.
Well, this goes back, and I've talked to Jimmy about this before. If you look back at the beginnings of Humana, it was built in a very similar way, attracting a lot of local talent that really wanted to get up and go and do something and grow a company. And I think a lot of the stories I hear from Jimmy about ISCO way back in my career when I worked at Humana, way back, Wendell, Cherry, and David Jones employed a lot of those same techniques In fact, David Jones told me in my 20s, he said, man, Wendell and I have built this company with the likes of all these Catholic school graduates.
Mm-hmm.
So very similar to what ISCO's doing today, 45 years later.
So Jimmy, when people see that you're on this podcast, we're gonna have a lot of people listen in because they want to hear more about the golf side. Now, obviously, you are a part owner, one of the four owners of Valhalla Golf Club, and I don't think a lot of people understand the transformation that you guys have taken Valhalla on, that property in particular, the things that you guys have done since you purchased it. Tell our audience about your vision for this amazing community asset that we have in Valhalla Golf Club.
Yeah, it's been a passion project, and it has been a lot of fun for really David Jr. and Chess and myself. And, ISCO's been successful, which allowed myself the opportunity to do this, and I think that's one of the, if we hadn't done all those things, we wouldn't be in a position to be able to do this. But it kind of popped into my light,
right.
radar screen. I didn't have a vision for it, but that it was for sale. The PGA owned it.
Yeah, I think I heard you mention once that, you didn't think that you'd ever own Valhalla Golf Club. It just kind of happened to be an opportunity.
Yeah, and I think, you get some opportunities in life that pop in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to be prepared for when you do see them to move quickly and
Sure.
not let them pass by.
Right.
But you don't always know what opportunities are gonna pop in. And but this one kind of came in front of me, and I'm like, it was more defensive at first. Like, we can't let somebody outside this community own this community asset.
Yeah.
I'm,
As a Louisvillian, we're very grateful for that.
Thank you. And
Amen.
you want people that, I love this community and I love golf, and it was just right up my alley. And how can we make this, first of all, play defense and make sure it stays in local hands, or it ends up in local hands. And then it quickly became, let's play offense and see what can we do?
Sure.
Great, can we make this? And David Novak, a partner, is a big dreamer, a big thinker, and a big brand and vision guy. And I like to think that way as well. And Junior and Chet, I put together. I was like,
Well, it's a good team.
3 guys I'll be partners with, and I didn't want a big, huge group because you can't
understood.
Ever get big groups
Sure.
agree on anything.
Did you put those 4 together? Was that kind of your foursome you guys played with?
Right,
or?
we played golf together.
That's how cool is that?
It's a foursome. Come on,
How cool is
4
that?
of us, and I had to convince them some were easier than others. Like, once they got it, I'm like, this could be something we can really create that's really special. And we're all passionate about golf. The 4 of us, we play golf together. We know the benefits to society of great golf, the benefits to this community for bringing events here. And Louisville needs.
It's awesome.
We don't have NFL, NBA.
Sure.
we have some great minor league sports and so forth with soccer and baseball, and we have great college athletics. But let's have big time golf. And so we did that and had the PGA, they told me it was the most financially successful PGA that they've ever had, which means that this community supported
Bingo. Wow.
quite a bit. The community came out and supported us. We broke records for hospitality sales.
Did you have any doubt in that? I mean, looking back on what we had done to this point, this is a golf town. It's an easy area to get to, right? We're very centrally located. I had no doubt we were going to break records here.
There was some doubt because we didn't in 2014, and we did earlier, but then, and then not having the local ownership to really support it and to promote it. And we called our friends saying, hey, will you support us? And will you come out and support this? And they did, and the whole community did.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody had a great time. And I was just so proud of our community, of how we handled.
It's pretty cool. We got a great champion out of it too.
Exactly.
Well, Jimmy, talk a little bit more about the changes that you all have made at the club since you bought it. I mean, that's significant, what you all have done. The clubhouse, the facilities, the course. I mean, a lot of people have not even seen what's taking place out there.
Yeah. One of the visions we had was, we're from Kentucky. This is Kentucky. If some of the great golf courses you go to, you know what part of the country you're in. You know the local, whether you see pine trees or you see the ocean, you see the water or the beach or the prairie. You can kind of see that. And we were like, if we blindfolded somebody and plopped them on this property, we want them to know what state they're in.
Okay, that makes a ton of sense.
We built a horse farm. Like
Yeah.
when you drive in,
Right.
you change the entrance.
The whole image.
Yeah.
I mean, you look like you're driving through the gates of a horse farm. Like, is this a golf course or am I in the wrong spot? And then you see we have, partnered with Second Stride, a charity that for retired thoroughbreds, and we have former Derby horses out there.
Oh, how cool.
It's the first thing you see. And then you see, limestone is really important to this community, and the reason we have the bourbon industry,
Yeah.
the reason we have
Yeah.
the horse industry. So you see a lot of the dry stack limestone fences that are Kentucky's kind of known for, and then you see this big white. We transformed the clubhouse like Kentucky home looking, with the
Right.
In a
basket.
big way.
And you see that, and then so it was fun just dreaming up those ideas and then making it happen and having a timeline like we're having the 24 PGA. There's no, it's not one of those projects that can slip 2 or 3 years.
gotta get done.
It's coming.
It has to be done, and we got it completed, and now it is. People love it. We've created a great club, and a club is more than just a facility. A club is a group of people that share a common passion, and we have people that share a common passion around golf and fellowship and the community, and so I'm proud of that part of it as well.
So, Jimmy, what's next for Valhalla? Is there any other big events coming? Are you guys focused on being a golf club now? What's next?
Well, I'm very proud of the LPGA reached out. They wanted to come, and the largest women's golf event, they call it the biggest, however you want to call it, is the Solheim Cup.
Oh, yeah.
So the next available Solheim Cup is 2028.
Okay.
So that's the female Ryder Cup,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
To explain it to people that don't know golf as well. And that is coming in 2028.
Awesome.
All of 28. Wow. So they were very interested. They came and looked and met with us, met with some of our local officials. And, a lot of 15% or so of the fans are from Europe. And the lure of Louisville coming here, we got the bourbon thing.
Right.
You think about it, if you're from Europe, it's a nice place to visit.
Absolutely.
So they looked at that. They looked at the golf course, the facilities, and how this community supports professional golf. So we're excited about that. We know we'll get another PGA. They only announced 7 years in advance.
Do you think you'll get another one?
Oh, I know we'll get another one.
Oh, all right.
That's exciting.
Breaking news here, Rich.
Well, that's nothing new than the PGA said it when they sold to us. I mean, in the press release it says
That's awesome.
Look forward to working with the new ownership group to bring another one.
What about Ryder Cup?
So we're doing that. Well, that's something that Justin Thomas and I are working on together.
Okay. Well, not a
it's
bad guy to have help you there.
Tradition that the like Seve did it in Spain or
That's
whatever.
right.
I mean, I think Stricker was up in Minnesota or Wisconsin, and to kind of have a captain from that area. So all right, Justin, let's start now because their Ryder Cups are booked out pretty far.
Oh yeah.
But and Justin's still in his early 30s, so let's start now and let's kind of when you're at your tail end of your career, when you think will be, and maybe we can bring it. So that's our goal. We don't have
cool.
it. There's nothing set, but that's kind of we're both working.
How
on it.
cool,
It
though.
would be great for Justin to be the captain at Valhalla.
Yeah, more than great. It'd be fantastic. And one last golf question here, Jimmy. You guys are bringing the ISCO Championship, is that the correct term? ISCO Championship, which is going to be a PGA Tour event to Hirschsprung Country Club.
Yes.
Talk to us about that a little
I'm
bit.
excited. I mean, this community loves professional golf, and it showed it. And I have a son that is a diehard golfer, right? Played in college and all that.
Really good
I have
player.
A daughter that doesn't play golf but likes the social side of it and all that. And they both had at the PGA. My daughter wouldn't miss a day.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Were you out watching golf?" No, she was.
It was social.
Enjoying
It was a social event.
Of it.
Sure.
It's like going to Derby.
That's right.
Golf.
Yeah.
How much horse racing do you actually watch?
Yeah.
Right, 2 minutes
That's
here
right.
and there. So it's a a lot of people remember the Foster Brooks. The one day event exhibition at Hirschsprung, and Louisville's a social town. So I think we're going to create something that the golf enthusiasts will love because you're having professional golf, the PGA Tour.
Right.
It's not a major championship like Valhalla, but it's still the PGA Tour event. And that can be fun, social. Louisville loves that, and so we got some ideas to make it.
What about the field? Is it opposite of some of the big British events?
Yes, it's opposite of the Scottish Open.
Of the Scottish Open, okay.
Right. So a lot of the people leading. Scotty's not coming to this one. Right. He'll be at the Scottish Open, right? And the top players, but we still have it's a PGA Tour event that a lot of people need the FedEx Cup points, are trying to win. There'll be some big names here.
Oh yeah.
And it's a big deal to win a PGA Tour event. So I'm excited. The early interest in it since we announced it is fantastic. As far as the people supporting, buying, wanting to buy hospitality, wanting to be there, fun event. The Pro-Am is fun. The PGA didn't have a Pro-Am as a major, but this has a Pro-Am on Wednesdays.
That's cool.
And you can play with a pro, and it'll be a big party. David Novak is having a big party at his house on Tuesday night before the Pro-Am.
Okay.
Right, playing in the Pro-Am, and that's going to be spectacular.
I bet.
And also, the charity is the Wendy Novak Diabetes Institute. We lost Wendy, almost a year ago now. And the Novak family has made an incredible investment in leaving a great legacy in diabetes, which is something that Wendy struggled with her entire life. And what they're doing here in this community, Louisville's becoming kind of a focal point or a headquarters, for kids that suffer from that illness. So it's neat to see the investment there.
That's awesome. Well, and you got a great team out at Hirschburn. They probably have the best PGA Pro in the country out there. And Danny and his team are just fantastic. So I can't wait to see what happens, because I think as a kid who grew up going to the Foster Brooks, because my dad played every year, it was just, I loved that event. I think it's going to be really cool to see professional golf back out at Hirschburn. It's going to be really, really interesting. So thank you for doing that, Jimmy.
Thank
It's
you, Jimmy.
really cool that you've invested in this city like this. And listen, it's not just golf, it's Catholic education. And I think without corporate sponsors like ISCO, our Catholic schools aren't where they should be, right, Rich?
Exactly. And we're so indebted to you, to Mark, to your team at ISCO for what you guys do for us. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's something we're proud to be involved in. And if it wasn't run well, we wouldn't want to invest our dollars in it. In the team at Catholic Education Foundation, if we didn't believe in that and that they were utilizing the resources in maximizing the community impact I can have for every dollar that's given, it's something that, again, we look at that because nobody wants to give to something that they don't feel like they're maximizing it. But this organization is definitely doing that. Every dollar that we receive, I think we're stretching it, as far as we possibly can.
I love it. Jimmy, from everyone at the foundation, please accept our deepest thanks to you, Mark, and everyone at ISCO for your unrelenting generosity to the foundation and the community. And Rich, as every Catholic school family in need now knows, at the Catholic Education Foundation,
The
answer is yes.
There you go, Jimmy. I like it.
Amen.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Jimmy.